Varadero, Cuba, with its beach and the town itself, is a paradise that every Cuban dreams of visiting. Just like the tourists, it is in fact the largest tourist town here in Cuba. And that's why I'm gonna make this little video for you to know some differences between how Cubans can enjoy Varadero, what they can afford, because it's very obvious that we're not gonna have the same opportunities as a tourist here on the island. So stay in this little video. It's going to be very interesting, and you're going to learn a little bit more about life in Cuba. Hello everyone, and welcome once again to my channel. Today, as you can see, I am on the street, and well, I am in Varadero. Today we are going to be doing a casual vlog here in Varadero because I came more or less to document for you. How does an ordinary Cuban enjoy Varadero, which you know is the biggest tourist spot here in Cuba, versus how you, the person who is watching me, who is from another country, being a foreigner, are going to enjoy Varadero? In case you don't know me, my name is Anita, and I'm Cuban, and I like to make videos for YouTube about life in Cuba, what life is like in Cuba, how we Cubans live here, the reality, my day-to-day, my reality. I invite you to subscribe by clicking the little red subscribe button below. It's free and helps me greatly. Well, I'm going to put on my glasses with your permission because there is a sun here. Here in Cuba, you can practically say it's summer. I'm in Varadero today to celebrate surpassing 50,000 subscribers. I'm incredibly happy and haven't celebrated yet. So I said, I think we are even 60,000. So let's celebrate double for the 50,000 and the 60,000. So you guys are going to be accompanying me today. And of course, I'm going to be explaining a little bit about reality, about how we Cubans enjoy this tourist spot, the possibilities we have versus the possibilities that people who are foreign and come as tourists have. Because the difference is huge, and over the years, it has always been a big difference. So stay here, you won't regret it. Today's video will be incredibly interesting. Let's begin. And well, I obviously, as an ordinary Cuban, left my house walking and went to take public transportation. There are taxis that are more expensive, but there are also these buses which tend to be cheaper. I got on this affordable little car that took me to my destination. Remember, I live in Matanzas, so it's much easier for me to go to Varadero since it's close by. But some Cubans from the east who live far away may have never visited this beach in their life. The greater the distance, the more challenging and costly transportation becomes. The truth is that we Cubans, many of us only come to Varadero when we want to come to the beach for vacation. And we have, well, a limited budget. Because you know that the salary in Cuba is quite small. You, being tourists, just by bringing $100 and exchanging them in the market, inform with someone who can help you, a trustworthy person who can assist you and find someone to sell it to, even with just $100. You have 10,000 Cuban pesos, 10,000 Cuban pesos. Not even a family earns that in a month, because the salary in Cuba is much smaller than that. But nobody earns 10,000 Cuban pesos in a month. So, by exchanging $100, you will already have 10,000 Cuban pesos. And that will allow you here in Varadero to eat in a good paladar. In a good restaurant, to have various possibilities, transportation and such. You can also rent a car. We Cubans generally do not rent a car. We do not even have a car. We walking, or also in public transportation. So many Cubans spend months and months saving to be able to come, even if it's once a year, to a hotel. I personally have come to a hotel, if anything, in my life once, and I have not gone anymore. As foreigners, can you afford the hotel? Perhaps you can. But the truth is that many Cubans, a huge, very large percentage, cannot afford a hotel here. There are Cubans who have never been here in their lives to a hotel in Varadero. In fact, I have a hotel here in the back that is one of the cheapest, and I'm sure many Cubans haven't even been able to come to that hotel. And while there are the most luxurious hotels, which are the ones in the marina area, they are further away, I will be showing you some of the most luxurious hotels in Varadero. But the truth is that the average Cuban simply cannot afford a hotel whenever they want. So many of us come by public transportation and return to our home also by public transportation or in a taxi or whatever we can get, because we can't afford the luxury of if night catches us here, we stay in a hotel like this and we're going to pay for a hotel. No, because that means a big hole in our pocket. Rental houses are available for tourists. but it's more challenging for Cubans to access them. For example, there are many rental houses here that are the ones with those signs, but well, those are more options for tourists. For Cubans, it's very complicated to find lodging. We might spend months and months saving just to spend 2 days with family in Varadero. It's complicated for us due to the high cost. Food is also a major issue here as it's extremely complex. I already showed you the hamburger we were having for breakfast and lunch. You can see the quality as it was. Varadero offers numerous state-run accommodations and deals of Creole cuisine, Cuban cuisine. In short, but at a quite high price that the average Cuban, the truth, can't afford it. He doesn't spend money on that as it's quite expensive. A salary can go on a family meal, so we eat more what we find on the street, cheaper. But the tourist has the option to try this food in ranchos. What are these that I'm going to be showing you? Look, behind me there are some souvenirs from Cuba. This is a craft fair. I already made a video here once about how this works. How do the Cubans from here, from the craft fairs work? We Cubans travel on foot from here. We don't buy
anything because
the items tend to be quite expensive for us as well. But well, it's a souvenir for the tourists to take from the island.
The thing is that tourists come and of course they want to tan, they want to get sun. But here the Cuban gets so much sun. Whenever they look, I'm walking with protection so I don't get burned. The tourists mainly does like to get the Caribbean sun because, well, to return tan to their country. But as Cubans, no, we want to be white. If you come to Cuba, here to Varadero, in these stores, of course, in the supermarkets, you buy with dollars, with your Visa or MasterCard. But from the United States, no, the United States, I think they don't accept. And well, if there is a line, prepare to stand in line. Right now, there isn't much of a line here. You can enter freely, but if there is a line, as a tourist, you're also going to stand in line, buddy. As a tourist, you'll definitely want to visit the stunning Varadero beach. We Cubans come to the beach at the front where there are no hotels. At the back of the hotels, there's also a beach that seems to be reserved for that hotel zone with its little beds, with its comforts for the tourists. And well, here at the front is the part of the beach that most of the ordinary Cubans stay here in this part. And maybe they don't have the comforts, the sun loungers, the seats that they can have, the part of the hotels. I also advise you, if you are tourists and want to come to Cuba, to bring sun protection. If you bring it, sometimes they sell it here. Look, they were selling it just now. In the stores, I saw they were selling it. But sometimes those things are not available. You know that everything here is very complicated. So I always recommend that you bring your sun protection, bring your little things so you don't get burned because the sun is quite strong. The main goal of my visit to Varadero today was to come to the beach. Of course, look how beautiful. Every time I come, I have to record the beach for you because you have to see how beautiful it is.
Look, what?
The sea is beautiful today. How beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful. It's super calm. There's some sun, but not as much sun as other times. And there are hardly any people. Is it special to swim today? The Cuban from here usually takes refuge there under a bush. That's how the Cuban takes refuge from the sun. Because as you can see in this part, there are not many little umbrellas. Look over there, there are more little umbrellas. But I even think that sometimes you have to pay to be able to sit under those umbrellas. And do you see those little sailboats? All that is also paid for. To use a hotel's services and facilities, you must be a registered guest staying at the hotel. Exactly. Sometimes when you are a customer of a hotel, you can... As a non-hotel guest in Cuba, I'm not allowed to sit under the hotel's umbrella. I can only stay in the free area outside the hotel's premises. And well, I came here to the shopping center, a place that generally is quite crowded, both with locals and tourists. But I was surprised that there were hardly any people. This was totally empty. It's also true that it wasn't the weekend, it's a weekday. But that has never been an impediment for Varadero to always be crowded with people in the past. We're walking, also many tourists choose to walk, to be here in the area, in the town, see the people, see the options. However, I feel that tourism is currently very low. Normally, Varadero is packed with visitors. Varadero used to be full of tourists many years ago, but for the past 2 years, I've seen it empty. I was told that at the Cuba tour travel agency, you can pay 120 Cuban pesos and receive a small ticket. And well, you can take a ride on that Huawei. It turns out we've come to 2 little spots where they sell those little tickets and the people who serve are not there. So these are things that make you feel like going home and not doing anything else. Because even if you have the option, everything gets complicated. Because those people aren't working. I mean, that's there, empty. And there's no one working, they can't attend to you. Well, folks, I'm telling you that I'm at La Marina, which is like the end of Varadero. Because, well, we took the panoramic bus, which honestly wasn't that expensive. I thought it was going to be more expensive. And it allowed us to get here because it brings us to this part, which is like a big shopping plaza. Mainly the tourism comes here, people with cars, people on foot. They find it harder to get here, like me, to be honest. I think about 3 years ago, I didn't come here. I haven't been here for a long time. When I came, I was still in university because of a university bus that brought us to a party here. I think that was the last time I came here. And I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the landscape, how this is empty, empty, empty. The lack of tourism and sparse local population make this place quite depressing, as it indicates that the area is struggling. As many know that tourism in Cuba is very bad, and also the same people from Cuba can't come here as much. As Cuba's population dwindles, the country is becoming increasingly empty. And then honestly, that was super empty. I was impressed because I actually thought there would be a lot more tourism here. There would be more people because it's usually a tourist area. Well, those were my impressions of this place, which I hadn't visited in 3 years. And so here at my favorite place, I say goodbye here at the beach where I like to come to forget about all my worries. And because without a doubt, it's a
Beautiful place.
that relaxes me, that makes me think about other things. My favorite place is in fact my favorite place in the world. Here's a little kiss. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Love you and see you next time.